Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, here to the Wednesday night special on your Turn 3 Racing Network. It is those Salt Flat IROC boys, and they are ready to roll it high and wide and 3 wide here around the 2-mile in Michigan International Speedway. It's Roger Muth here in the booth alongside of me on a Wednesday night here. It is Jarrett Reichert. It's the PA Posse boys here on the microphones tonight, bringing you all the live Salt Flat IROC action. Only 3 races to go in the season. And, well, right here, it's going to start here at Michigan, next week at Richmond, and then we wind down the season at Pocono. And while we're talking about the end of the season here real quick, let's jump right on into the things here. Let's take a look here at our Salt Flat IROC points. Right there on the screen, you see the individual point standings, the Next Level Racing individual point standings on the left-hand side of the screen. Tim Smith holds the lead, but that lead has been chewed into pretty substantial the last couple weeks as Cody Levitt and Jamie Leach have both gone 1-2 and vice versa the last couple of weeks here, and they are starting to reel in the Pink Posse, Ohio native of Tim Smith. So it's Tim Smith, Cody Levitt, Jamie Leach, and then it's the fan favorite right there, racing Jason Dobbs in the 985. He sits 4th in your point standings. Matt Grobelny, I believe, who is having a little bit of issues joining into the lobby here tonight. He is your 5th place driver as he has 231 points. Orlando Rivera sits there in your 6th spot. Josh Taylor is your highest ranked Rookie of the Year candidate. He sits right there in your 7th spot. Josiah Millen, after a win a couple weeks ago, he sits there in your 8th spot. 9th is his teammate Donald Bennett, and rounding out your top 10 there is Colton Farrow. On the right-hand side of the little graph we have up here, it's the Team Championship. That's brought to you by DLB Yankees 41 over there on Twitch, usually streaming his point of view. Lately, though, has had a little bit of computer issues that he hasn't been able to work out, so hasn't got to stream too much of that. As you see, Deeper Darker Dew team does have the lead there, followed by Keystone Motorsports, Pink Posse, Backwoods Racing. Then it's the Midnight Runners, Coast Almost, Coast Carmen Racing, Over the Wall of Valenzuela Motorsports, BeastRacing.com, and the Underdog Race Team. Those are your point standings. And, well, we're behind the schedule, behind the 8 ball here, Jarrett. Looks like practice is just about to be over, and we're going to head into qualifying here in just a moment. Who's looking good out here from Michigan tonight?
Well, right now we got Jeff Bergner in the top spot in practice, followed by Cody Levitt and Jamie Leach rounding out your top three. I'm pretty excited for tonight's race. I'm ready to see some 4, maybe even 5 wide racing.
Yeah, they do have a wide track surface here from Michigan, and they're going to utilize every inch here tonight. So as you see it, qualifying just about to begin as it counts down here. See the checkered flag is waving, so Jeff Bergner has quick time here in our practice session. We're going to see if he can back it up with a solid qualifying run here tonight. So let's wait to see who's going to take to the track here first here at Michigan. Looks like a couple drivers fighting it out here. It looks like the 62 of Colton Farrow going to be one of the first drivers out onto the track here for qualifying. So it's going to be interesting to see how Colton Farrow, who likes bigger tracks, like the Pocono International Raceway coming up here in a couple weeks, going to see how he rolls out here and does in qualifying. So it's a big track here from Michigan. Jarrett, what do you expect? You said 3, 4, even 5 wide here tonight. Saw in practice a lot of team guys drafting together. Is it going to be like a mini Daytona out here tonight?
Yeah, I believe it is going to be like a mini Daytona. It's going to be able to see who can work real well together, and I believe whoever can work well together will be getting to the front real fast.
Yeah, so here comes off turn number 4, the 62 of Colton Farrow. He's going to go on the clock officially here to see if he can take the top spot here and qualify. Just about everybody actually out here on track. How about we take a peek? There is the 01 of Josh Taylor. He is running the high line here for the Midnight Runners. Josh Taylor parking it in victory lane a handful of weeks ago. And, well, finds himself inside the top 10 and trying to win that Rookie of the Year championship. So Josh Taylor going to go on the board. Racing Jason Dobbs also out here. He officially is now on the clock. Well, we'd like to thank everybody for tuning in here in the early going. We are in qualifying here at Michigan. No official times have been posted just yet. Should be rolling in here any second. As now we're starting to gather a couple times in here. Let's drop down the qualifying times. There it is, Michael Whitaker. You see him on the screen here, the New Jersey Michael Whitaker. In the 707 machine goes P number 1. Michael Whitaker had a great run a couple weeks ago. Remember when he came home 5th there? It was a wild battle to the end, and Michael Whitaker ended up, as everybody running out of fuel at Indianapolis, came home P number 5. Tonight, though, 12 drivers put in a time here, and Michael Whitaker has the top spot. That's where he wants to start tonight, out front as he comes through turns 3 and 4. Look at him down there on that yellow line with those left side tires. He is wheeling that 707 machine out of turn number 4. Where is Michael Whitaker going to slot? Right now he gets bumped down by Colton Farrow. Donald Bennett now. Where does Michael Whitaker go? Does he take back over the top spot? No, a little bit faster, but he'll settle for the 4th spot for the time being as other drivers like Jeff Bergner now roll through there. Bergner takes it to the top spot. So Jeff Bergner, we've seen a couple weeks as he gets instantly bumped by Tim Smith in the 000 Pink Posse to the top of the speed charts here in qualifying. Remember, Jeff Bergner led a handful of laps. I shouldn't say a handful, but a lot of laps a couple weeks ago and didn't quite get the finish that he wanted, as wrapped up into a late incident dropped him outside the top 10. But a second place starting spot could be just what the driver from Utah needs to step off onto the right foot. Josiah Millen finishing up his qualifying attempt there. He goes 13th on the board, gets bumped down there by Orlando Rivera, so that moves Josiah to 14th with a 49.982. That'll leave one driver out here on track without having a qualifying time in, and there it is. It's the black car, the lonely black car, part-time runner here with the Salt Flat IROC Series. Going to be that 37, Cole Day, as he makes his re-entry, I guess you want to say, into the Salt Flat IROC Series. This Cole Day has been away for the summer, as, you know, summertime, a lot of guys, Jarrett, just kind of find themselves doing other things, like headed out to the racetrack every Wednesday and Saturday night.
Yeah, absolutely. Summertime is actually a very busy time for these guys iRacing. A lot of them help other drivers out or actually drive themselves.
Yeah, Cole Day he's a college student still. He is 16th on the board, but Cole Day being one of those college students that are inspiring to be an engineer, so they help out on race cars throughout the week and on the weekend and see what their local drivers can do with their setups. So now Cole Day, though, getting a chance to hop behind the simulator once again here on iRacing as he comes through this traps one final time. He goes with a 49.730. That's good enough for the 11th quickest time. So that looks like it's about to wrap it up as Cody Levitt actually comes through there with just seconds to spare. He's going to take the top spot. So, oh, wow, what a change of events there. Cody Levitt just sneaking in. We didn't actually get to see Cody Levitt out there, but he sneaks in for the top spot, top time here tonight. Well, these guys are just about going to be ready to grid the grid here from Michigan. So who do you got here tonight, Jarrett? Who's going to be the one to watch for?
Well, I guess you could say I got a bit of the hot tip today, Roger, and I'm going to be watching for that 31 of Donald Bennett tonight.
Donald Bennett, not a rookie no more here in the Salt Flat IROC Series. One of his best runs came last season, the season finale from the Pocono International Raceway, but could he possibly sneak one out here? They're waiting on a couple of these drivers to take to the grid here so we can walk you through your starting lineup. Starting lineup here brought to you tonight by Sim Necessities. You need a button box, they got the button boxes. Hit up Sim Necessities over on Facebook and get yourself a custom button box. Need a brake bias, maybe a shock adjuster? Head on over to Sim Necessities. But the pole award here tonight goes to the 38, the Las Vegas kid, the bearded wonder of Cody Levitt. Tim Smith going to start right outside of him in that 000. Starting behind them in the second row, the number 21 of Jeff Bergner going to roll off third. And Matt Grobelny taking the 4 car in the 4th spot here tonight. Fifth going to go to the 82 here of Nicholas Bieber and the 99 of Darrell Clauter. Behind them going to be the number 40 starting in the number 7th spot. That's going to be Josiah Millen. Michael Whitaker going to roll off 8th. 9th going to go to Josh Taylor. 10th going to go to Donald Bennett. 11th going to go to Cole Day in the 37. Jamie Leach going to roll off the 88, starting 12th here tonight. 13th starting spot's going to go to the 985 of Racing Jason Dobbs. Right alongside him going to be Orlando Rivera. Starting 15th going to be the 62, Colton Farrow. David Carmen going to roll off 16th. 17th going to go to Skip Carmen in the 19. 18th starting spot here tonight is going to be Daniel Valenzuela in the 04. And starting shotgun to the field in the 19th starting spot here going to be the brother of Daniel Valenzuela. Is going to be Timothy Valenzuela. That is your Sim Necessities starting lineup here. We're about to see who's going to have the better hand here tonight. 75 jam-packed laps from the Michigan International Speedway, and we're going to set them loose here in just a moment. Cody Levitt going to lead Tim Smith, Jeff Bergner, Matt Grobelny down to the green flag here as we're coming out of turns 4. Once the green flag drops, only 2 races remaining in the Salt Flat IROC Series. So I hope you guys are ready. It's a Wednesday night here at the Turn 3 Racing Network, and we're green flag racing here from Michigan. Looks like a pretty solid start as they roll down slowly like the herd of turtles down into turn number 1 for the first time under green flag conditions. Looks like still door-to-door, though, here for the front runners here of Cody Levitt down to the bottom. He's got Jeff Bergner pushing him. Then outside, it's going to be that 000 of Tim Smith with the number 4 right behind him of Matt Grobelny. Nobody to the outside lane there with Matt Grobelny. It's now Tim Smith, then Cody Levitt, your top 2 spots. Then it's Grobelny to the outside there in 3rd with Jeff Bergner in 4th. Nicholas Bieber inside there in the 82 car inside of Darrell Clauter. At the line, though, to lead the first lap. Here comes the 4 with a head of steam. At the line, though, it's going to be Tim Smith leading the first lap here from the Michigan International Speedway. Out of turn 2, they're still side by side there for that top spot.
It looks like the 88 of Leach is trying to make that outside work coming into 3, as he's going to try and make it 3 wide coming through 4.
At the start-finish line, though, out front, Tim Smith going to lead another one here from Michigan. There we go, working out a couple little bugs behind the scenes here, but everything's green as gold and green out front. Well, that's going to be the number 4 here of Matt Grobelny. He's getting a good push by the 38 of Cody Levitt as door-to-door for the first 4 spots. It's Grobelny to the outside there with Levitt pushing the way, and then it's Tim Smith to the inside with Jeff Bergner. How about that man who's sitting outside there? That's the 99, that blue car. Coast to almost coast driver Darrell Clauter out of Florida trying to bring the outside lane with Michael Whitaker and Jamie Leach to the front. That inside lane, though, looking a little bit tighter with, that looks like that is Smith and Bergner. And there's Bieber, third car to the inside lane.
And back up front, you have Grobelny and Levitt really trying to make that outside work as Grobelny noses past Smith going down in the 1.
Still side-by-side action all throughout the pack. Nobody's really pushing the envelope right now, as everybody, like we said, is underneath a blanket here at the front of the race. And there you see it all down the backstretch. Look at that 4th car to the inside lane. The orange car, that's one of those Keystone Motorsports drivers, the number 40 of Josiah Millen, trying to find his way to the front. He told me before the race in the pre-race interviews that he did not think Michigan was going to be a track for him here tonight, as he thought he would pretty much wind up running towards the back of this one. Doesn't really like these big 2-mile tracks too much. Prefers to stick to the short tracks and maybe a couple mile and a half tracks. But right now finds himself 4th car to that inside lane. Looks like he's doing pretty good down there.
Absolutely. Millen is doing very good down there in the bottom line. Meanwhile, the outside line is getting wound up and coming off of 2. They're really starting to catch the pack.
Yeah, there's only 2 drivers that are hanging out back here right now. That's the 2 Valenzuela brothers. And, well, we're also hanging out right out back, just kind of biting their time, trying to roll around here to get some laps logged. That's going to be the Carmins, I should say. As looking at, we're 3 wide in the middle of the pack there. I believe that involves the 62 there. Colton Farrell coming up the middle on Jamie Leach and Colt Day, as they decided to settle that one out real quick. They didn't want to stay that way for too long. Out front, it's still the same song and dance with the same 2 horses, Grobelny and Smith. Nicholas Bieber now looks like he has moved out to the outside lane. He's going to push the 38, who's pushing the 4. That'll move Millen up 1 spot on the inside lane, so put Millen right now separating the Midnight Runner tandem there of Jeff Bergner and Josh Taylor. Those 2, it's one of those groups there, Jared, how they've been working together all year. They were a new team back at Daytona, but towards the end of the season here, those 2 drivers have both started to gel very well working together, and they've been putting some good finishes back-to-back together.
Absolutely, definitely starting to gel here towards the end of the season, like you said. Meanwhile, Colton Fierro is really trying to make that middle line work, going 3 wide with Leach and Orlando Rivera going into 1 through 2.
Yeah, 3 wide dancing with the devil here, as it looks like the middle lane might be working pretty good here for the 62 of Colton Farrell in the beginning stages of this event here. We're about almost halfway through here on a fuel run. We're looking at possibly 22 laps. If you push it, maybe you might get a little more. Maybe a little less, though. A lot of these guys running that high line, it's going to take fuel mileage just about out of play as we're still watching the 62 of Colton Farrow slice and dice his way through the middle. Look at that. He's going to be the fourth car to the outside lane now as his teammate Daryl Clauter, though, stuck 3 wide on the outside.
He must have gained about 4 or 5 spots running that middle lane through the pack. And right now you got Whitaker stuck in the middle, and he's going to find the outside line coming out of 2.
So still sticking to the third line and going backwards going to be the 99, Daryl Clauter. He was one of the Rookie of the Year candidates. How about that big wiggle, though, out of Nicholas Bieber? He got a shot there from the 62 of Colton Farrow, and that shot the 82 way up the track, but nosing ahead down here in turns number 3 and 4. It's going to be the number 4, Matt Grobelny. As they come down the front stretch here, who's going to have it at the line? Smith has 4 laps led. Now Grobelny's going to have 4 laps led. So 4 apiece for your 2 leaders here. We've had 5 lead changes, but it's only been between 2 drivers passing it back and forth. Daryl Clauter, remember how he was stuck to the outside. Now Daryl Clauter finds himself running at the tail end of the field. He went from inside the top 10 all the way back to running 19th.
And it looks like Levitt is going to stick his nose in this fight as he takes the lead from Grobelny, coming off 4.
New leader here on lap number 9. The question, though, can Levitt hold down the bottom lane? There was Smith pushing him back to the line. It's going to be a dog fight. Who's going to have it at the line? It's showing that Matt Grobelny is going to nose out the 38 of Cody Levitt. So no change there that time by. Levitt still looking for possibly his first laps led as he drifts off the bottom lane just by about a car length, maybe a car length and a half off the bottom groove. He goes right back down there to that white line.
And it looked like the returning Cole Day was trying to find some room to go on the outside line, but had nobody to help him and went all the way back.
Yeah, Cole Day now shown back all the way in the 16th spot. Taking a lot of maneuvering here with this pack here tonight to try and work your way from all the way back in the 16th spot to get back to the front. At the line once again, though, it does look like Grobelny's going to nose out Levitt.
It looks like the 985 of Dobbs is trying to get that outside line going with Levitt and the 99 of Calder following him, and it looks like is that the 05 of Valenzuela trying to go with him?
Yeah, the Valenzuela boys are sitting door to door right now, 3 wide with Bennett to the inside. Looks like that is the 04 there with Danny Valenzuela with those yellow rims. Trying to find a hole. He almost makes contact with Jamie Leach. At the line, it's going to be Matt Grobelny once again. Cody Levitt still trying to find his first laps led here tonight. Look at Grobelny get a great run down there out of turn number 2. Right now he's about a car length ahead of Levitt. He has the room to move down, but the question is, does he want to move down in front of Levitt? Or here comes a big run from Nicholas Bieber. He gets a great run down the backstretch. He'll give Grobelny a shot before he hits turn number 3. And we are 3 wide with Josiah Millen, Josh Taylor, Michael Whitaker. Millen up the track a little bit, taps with Michael Whitaker. Bennett into Millen, and we got chaos kazooing here on turn number 3 and 4. And, well, it looks like one of the Valenzuelas is on the lid there. That looks like Timmy Valenzuela. So we're going to get our first caution flag here on lap number 12 as we saw that just out of the picture of the eye. And I believe Jason Dobbs also wrapped up in this one and Michael Whitaker. So let's take this back here on our turn 3 racing replay as we go over top. We'll watch the 40 of Millen as he makes a little contact up the track. He goes into Michael Whitaker, and then there you see everybody piling in. Orlando Rivera looks like he got the car stopped and woed up before anything happened. Looks like that is also Skip Carman going through the grass. Let's throw her back here on the replay once again. Let's see if we can go on board here with driver of the 05. Yeah, there was your onboard camera there with Tim Valenzuela as he tried to get through that wreck. Unfortunately, driver of the 05 was wrapped up and involved. Let's see if we can throw it back and go over top of the number 40 here. I believe we have a camera angle that'll show this here down into turn number 3. There you see, it looks like Millen might have bobbled a little bit. Didn't look like he really made any contact with Josh Taylor. But Millen then went up into the 707 of Michael Whitaker, and all the chaos ensued right behind him. I see one driver we should take a quick peek and see what he exactly saw, and that's going to be the 37 here of Cole Day. Let's go on board. Cole Day saw it all happen in front of him and tried to hit the brakes, and you saw him bobble the car. And then it just kind of ran out of room. Cole Day down pit road right now, though, to try and get repairs done to the 37. Cody Levitt did get credited with being out front at the time of caution, so he did lead to a lapse. So as pit stops are occurring right now, let's see if we can get a quick word in with one of the drivers who was wrapped up in that. He was having a good day inside the top 10 at the time of the incident. Michael Whitaker, you got a copy. It's Roger here in the booth.
Yeah, I hear you, Roger.
Well, Mike, tell us exactly what actually ended up happening out there, as it kind of looked like things just all came together when you were right there.
Yeah, I was running on that outside line, and I heard my spotter say 3 wide, and I was on the outside. Just about the same time I heard my spotter say there was 3 wide, I got hit. It turned me down and then back up onto the outside wall, and there wasn't anything I could do about it.
Yeah, just kind of a bad spot for yourself there with the whole front end and the hood ripped off this car. What's going to be going forward here tonight? How much damage is actually done, and are you going to be able to get it back out?
Oh, I've got 9 minutes worth of required repairs. I'm going to run the repairs and then go back out and see if I can drive it.
Well, hopefully you can get that 707 machine back out there on track, because we're going to need all the points we can get here towards the end of the season. It's coming down to the nitty-gritty. You got Michigan, Richmond, and Pocono to round out the season. Hopefully weeks ahead here are a little bit better for the 707 car.
Thanks for the shout-out, Roger. I'll do the best I can and try and stay out of everybody's way.
Well, there's Michael Whitaker. Wrong place, wrong time, as they were 3 wide down there in turns 3 and 4. A whole bunch of other drivers still sitting down here on pit road. It looks like Cole Day still down pit road. Jason Dobbs, Timmy Valenzuela, and you just heard it from that man right there with Michael Whitaker, as he's got 7 minutes. He'll be back out there on track, but as we get ready to go back to green flag racing, everybody's got 4 fresh tires. Jared and Cody Levitt, Tim Smith going to line up side by side. Well, as they line up, it's Cody Levitt, Tim Smith, Mac Robelny, Nicholas Bieber, Jeff Bergner, Colton Farrow, Josh Taylor, Jamie Leach, Danny Valenzuela, and David Carbon rounds out the top 10. It looks like Cole Day is back out on track. He's shown 1 lap down, but he'll join the rear of the field. Right now, Jason Dobbs still sitting on pit road along with Timmy Valenzuela, and as you heard from Michael Whitaker, see if all those drivers can get back out there on to the track. But pace car's down and away, and Cody Levitt not going to waste any time. Back to the loud pedal he goes, and he gets a great start over everybody else. Starting the single file out here pretty early as they go down into turn number 1. It's Levitt, Smith, Robelny, Nicholas Bieber side by side with Jeff Bergner down here in turns number 1, and coming out here on turn 2 to be side by side for the 4th position on back.
Working back here for the fifth position, 88 Jamie Leach, really starting to draft well with Bergner as they run down to turn 3.
As they work down into turn 3, you look at the lead. It's just about to maybe possibly exchange hands. Here comes Tim Smith. Cody Levitt trying to hold him off for the time being. Who's going to have it at the line? Side by side. Here they come. Give it to Cody Levitt. He's going to lead another one here just by the chin spoiler of the 38. Here comes Mac Robelny to the back bumper once again on Cody Levitt.
On that bottom lane, here comes the cavalry with Bergner, followed by Leach, followed by the 01 of Taylor as they roar down the backstretch.
Yeah, down the backstretch they go 2 by 2. Look at that guy looking through the middle once again. Colton Farrow coming to the dance, and he's going to go right up the gut, followed by Danny. I thought Danny Valenzuela was going to go with him. Nicholas Bieber sideways just a little bit, swaying the 82 back and forth. Thought there was going to be contact there. There is contact. Door slam coming out of turn number 4. 3 wide, and they're going to hit once again there. Right before the start-finish line, leading that lap, going to be Cody Levitt, and they're still beating and banging. Now they're all going to get sideways. Leach down inside. Oh, he's going to smack the wall. Colton Farrow getting smacked by his teammate. We're going to go back here under the caution flag once again as Colton Farrow looked like he was just not willing to give up that position. Door banging back and forth with Nicholas Bieber, and then something kind of let loose there, and we're going to have to go back here and watch it. Let's just go straight from the overhead here. Looks like Colton Farrow hits up into Nicholas Bieber. Bieber up there trying to stay in that lane. He comes down just a little bit. They make contact. Colton just kind of throws the parachute out the back, and Jamie Leach nowhere to go. Jamie Leach hard into the wall, and then Colton Farrow gets tagged by, it looks like that was Orlando Rivera and Darrell Clauder, as you see the 62. And look at the 88 as he is just sitting there. He is all tore up. We'll throw it back, and let's go see if we can find Danny Valenzuela's onboard camera. On board with the 04 here with Danny Valenzuela. As you see that contact, and then all of a sudden, Danny was out of the gas, just nowhere to go, and there was Colton Farrow as he turned dead left off the bumper there of Valenzuela. So that'll tear up a couple more here in the early going, Jared. It's kind of going to be a battle of nutrition, it kind of seems.
Yeah, it's certainly starting to seem that way. These guys are racing like there's 8 laps to go instead of just 18 laps into the race.
Yeah, we saw Colton Farrow come up the middle in the early going of the race, and he really made that middle lane work. Maybe just a little aggressive there, and that puts us here under yellow on lap 18. Here now on lap number 19, the question's going to be, is anybody going to come down pit road here? They were just down pit road a handful of laps ago. You see a couple of those other guys still down on pit road. Michael Whitaker, Cole Day, Jamie Leach, Colton Farrow, Jason Dobbs, Timmy Valenzuela, Michael Whitaker, as it doesn't look like any takers. Here does now come Cody Levitt. He's going to lead the charge down. Looks like Danny Valenzuela going to stay out and be the only one to stay out here on track.
I think that's a smart move to come down pit road. Only about 22 laps on a fuel run. You're going to want to fill that tank as much as you can.
Yeah, here on lap number 20, all your leaders except for Danny Valenzuela, and Danny does get credited with 1 lap led here tonight. Well, let's see. Maybe we can just grab a word with another one of the drivers who are kind of wrapped up into one of the wrecks here in the early going. Let's see if we can get a word in with driver of the 05 as you see Cody Levitt dropping the jack, and he's out of pit road. Let's see if we can get a word in here with Timmy Valenzuela. Timmy, you got a copy. It's Roger and Jarrett here in the booth.
Yeah, hey guys, how's it going?
Well, we're doing pretty good. We got ice cream, a couple beers up here in the booth. How's the car?
Better than me, man.
Yeah, how's the car? Obviously, you're out of the car. You're here talking to us.
Yeah, you know, honestly, I thought I was going to clear that wreck, and then Whitaker came back down off of another car and picked me up with him. So, you know, there's not much I can do about it. I was trying to lift, and I was clear, but guess not. I flipped over a couple of times, and, well, I've only got, I don't know, about 3 minutes left of repairs, so should be back out here soon.
Well, it's good that you're going to get the 05 back out on track, but what kind of pace is the 05 probably going to be able to maintain once you get back out there?
Honestly, I'm just looking to keep it out there. I don't know how the car's doing. I had about 10 minutes of repairs to do in total, so I'm sure she's hurting. But you know, if I can keep up with the back of the pack and, you know, hopefully pick up some laps or, you know, get them back, I'd love that.
Well, yeah, I just want to state that your brother is out there leading. Danielle is out there leading, and you are about to go 7 laps down to him. So hopefully you can get the 05 out there. And we don't want to, you know, say anything's going to happen to Danielle, but, you know,
yeah,
it's not over
honestly,
yet.
I was glad that it was me and it wasn't him. You know, I'm rooting for my brother, hoping he can do well and, you know, bring us in for a little glory. You know, over the wall racing's been a little lacking this season, but we're here for Hart.
Absolutely. Well, there you hear it from Tim Valenzuela as he's still sitting out of the car for the time being. Jarrett, it's going to be rough. His car was pretty tore up there in that first wreck.
Yeah, it's going to be tough to keep the speed up with this very fast track and a beat-up race car.
But right now it's looking like only 13 drivers, 14 drivers left on the lead lap right now. They're going to line them back up this way. It's going to be Danny Valenzuela, Cody Levitt, Matt Grobelny, David Carmen, Skip Carmen, Nick Bieber, Timothy Smith, Orlando Rivera, Darrell Clauder, Jeff Bergner, Josh Taylor, Josiah Millen, Donald Bennett, and Cole Day. Those are your guys that are left out there on your lead lap. Then you got Jason Dobbs just rolling back out here onto the track. He's shown in your 17th spot. 6 laps down for the time being, but a couple other drivers are still waiting to see if they can get back out there. While we're still waiting here under the yellow, let's take a quick moment to see if we can get a word in with one of the drivers that were wrapped up in that last yellow flag. Let's see if we can get a word in here with Jamie Leach. Jamie, you got a copy?
Yes, sir.
Well, Jamie, it's not the way you really wanted to start this one. Not quite to the halfway marker here at Michigan, and a tore-up 88.
Yeah, people start getting impatient, and that's kind of what happens.
Yeah, a lot of impatience here in the early goings, or was that just kind of a one-off deal there? What was it from the point of your view while you were out there?
Well, a couple people trying to take it 3 wide, often, and that's just what's going to happen.
Yeah, with coming down towards the end of the season here, you came in sitting just outside of the second position from your teammate Cody Levitt. What's this going to spell for you going forward here tonight?
With the way Cody and Tim are running, it's going to be really tough to recover from this. Pocono's a great track for me, but yeah, I don't know. Just have to wait and see.
Yeah, it's a long one till the end of this one. Well, Jamie, hopefully you can get the 88 back out there and gain some positions before the end of this one. Right now, sitting 15th spot is the 88 of Jamie Leach. He's a handful of laps down after being wrapped up in that last one. His teammate, though, right now has the lead and trying to keep the Deeper Darker Dew team out front.
It's going to be interesting to see how these little bit, I'm looking for the word, little bit worn tires of Valenzuela fare up against these all these fresh tires behind him.
Yeah, and he ain't even going to wait around, Jared. He's going to go straight to the loud pedal. He's going to leave everybody in the dust. It looks like Michael Whitaker's back out there on track. He was getting out of the way of everybody. Right now, Danny Valenzuela has a gap of about 5, maybe 6 car lengths before you find the 4 of Matt Grobelny, who's sitting there side by side for the time being for the second spot with Cody Levitt. Look at that, the 2 Carmens sitting right there, 4th and 5th. Could tonight be the night for Skip or David? We're going to find out. Tim Smith's rounding out your top 6 right now, just kind of trailing back there in the weeds, kind of lurking, seeing what everybody else is doing. Danny Valenzuela still leading the way here down the backstretch as he goes from the top to the bottom before they get to turn number 3. And look at that. You can see the fresh tires on Grobelny's car compared to Valenzuela.
Yeah, I think Valenzuela got a little bit too far out in that restart. Now they're starting to wind up, and they could freight train by him here on the outside.
Yeah, as Matt Grobelny's going to go right to the back bumper. Look at Danny trying to hold on to the 04 machine who's out front. Danny going to lead another one here at the stripe. Cody Levitt doesn't have anybody up behind him pushing the outside lane, so it's kind of his side draft against Danny's side draft for the time being, but Danny's got all the help on the bottom. 5-car train to the bottom. It's Levitt drifting back here into the clutches of David Carmen. Then it's going to be a 2-car tandem to the outside. Here comes help, though. Bergner, Smith both jumping to the outside. It's going to be 4 dancers to the outside, 4 dancers to the inside. I hope you brought your dance shoes, Jarrett, because it's about to get, I want to say, dancy, I guess.
Getting very dancy indeed, Roger. As Levitt really still trying to work that outside, and looks like Grobelny is going to go up to the top and try to help him pass Venezuela.
Well, that might be a smart move by the driver of the number 4 out of New Jersey, as he knows Valenzuela's been out there longer than anybody else. He's got the older tires, and trying to hold the bottom with old tires sometimes just does not seem to fare well. He's but it looks like they're 3 wide. Look at Smith way to the outside. David Carmen going to slip out of the middle groove, trying to stay off Tim Smith. Both Ohio drivers are going to come out of turn number 2. Still 3 wide, but everybody's pointed in the right direction. That's Michael Whitaker down low, a little off the pace, though. He's going to get out of the way, and we're just going to keep sending them down the backstretch here into turn number 3.
Smith and Bergner are trying to get that 3 wide. Oh, Smith dives down, slots into about the 5th position in the high line, leaves Bergner out, hanging out to dry on the high side.
Yeah, so we're going 2 by 2 for the time being because Jeff Bergner elected to go back. Oh, look at him. He's going to dive to the inside. Can he come up the middle? He's going to try and open a hole to the inside here in the number 30 of David Carmen. Orlando Rivera to the inside. Bergner trying to side draft the inside there. Almost 3 wide. We are 3 wide right here coming through turns 1 and 2.
And as they come off of 2, looks like Tim Smith might try the outside again. No, he slots back into Grobelny. And Levitt coming down the backstretch. And no, he can't quite clear Valenzuela coming down into 3.
Yeah, not able to clear him out front. Back here, though, it's Taylor to the inside as they're still 3 wide. Then it's Bergner, and then David Carmen still stuck on the 3rd row, nowhere to go. As right now, we got still 12 drivers here in your main draft. Josiah Millen holding on to the back at the line. Oh, something happened. Levitt blinking just a little bit. Who's going to have it at the line? It's going to be Levitt once again, so Levitt's going to hold on to the lead. Matt Grobelny still trying to push that 38 machine out front.
Meanwhile, behind them, it looks like Orlando Rivera is going to try and make it 3 wide on the inside, coming out of 2.
Yeah, so 3 wide. Here comes the 21, Jeff Bergner up the middle. David Carmen, though, I'm pretty impressed. He's able to hold the number 30 to the outside there on the 21 of Carmen. On Bergner, because there's another Carmen actually to the inside, and they have yet to make contact between the 3 of those drivers. Give and take all around. Danny Valenzuela, though, talk about impressive, as he's down there still able to hold on to the inside lane. It looks like we have 1 car heading back to the garage, being put onto the hauler. That's going to be the 37, a cold day. Not the kind of night he wanted to have, as it was his first night back. Contact at the front. Valenzuela up the track into the side of the 38 of Levitt. They made contact. Levitt drifted up. Everybody behind it saw the contact, and you saw him just kind of separate.
Yeah, that high line seems to be pretty tight right now. Looking for that low line to get back together, get bunched up, and try and push Valenzuela to the front.
I'm pretty curious to see if anybody's going to go up there and push the number 30. Oh, more contact at the front. Valenzuela just door slammed the 38 of Levitt. Levitt way up the track. That's going to put Levitt onto the 3rd lane with David Carmen. Now Valenzuela is trying to hold the 4 off of Matt Grobelny. Here comes the 19, Skip Carmen, the rookie out of Ohio, trying to come up and lead his first laps. He'll go door to door with Matt Grobelny, as now he'll get the run ahead as they're 3 wide in the middle of the pack. 3 by 3 for about the 4th position on back.
And the 40 of Josiah Millen trying to bring that 3rd group along from the back. And it looks like Valenzuela up to the 3rd line as well, coming into 3.
Yeah, Valenzuela making contact with the 4 there of Matt Grobelny. Good driving all around. As Danny now going to throw it way high, and here comes Levitt to the back bumper. Can he kind of push? Levitt gets tight. That'll push Levitt up high. Danny's going to slam the door at the line. Who's it going to be? Drag race for the number 1 spot. Matt Grobelny holds on at the line. Here comes Skip Carmen, though. He doesn't have anybody pushing him, but he's trying to take the lead all by himself. Those purple cars are pretty strong here tonight. David Carmen still holding the top lane down. Now Skip Carmen holding the bottom lane down, but Grobelny through the center of the corner. It just seems like the center of the corner momentum's holding him tight right there.
Absolutely, and the 19 of Carmen really has the low line locked down by himself as he's trying to make his way by Grobelny going into 3.
Yeah, look at the 3 wide racing. Danny Valenzuela up to the top side still trying to get the 38-11 to push him to get the outside rocking and rolling as they work up on the 707 of Michael Whitaker. He sees that they are 3 wide behind him. He's just going to hang it to the low side at the line. Still going to be Matt Grobelny.
And as they dive down through the trowel into turn 1, almost contact between Grobelny and Carmen going into 2.
There was just a little bit of contact behind them, though, as Danny Valenzuela went up the track once again. So it looks like that middle lane pretty much dominating the way here tonight in the early goings. Not quite halfway, just about there. Handful of laps, and we'll be right there at the halfway point here tonight.
It looks like the 54 of Rivera and the 01 of Taylor are trying to get back up to the rear bumper of Carbon to help push them along.
Yeah, but so far, though, it doesn't look like Orlando Rivera possibly has the car that can actually suck up to the back end there on the 19. The 19 seems to be doing this all by himself. Here comes Jason Dobbs out of pit road once again in the 985 car. He'll be down there on the apron trying to come up to speed. Carmen slips a little off the bottom. He almost goes up into Grobelny, and then he diamonds the corner right back down to the bottom.
It looked like thought Tim Smith was going to peek his nose out there to try and get by Grobelny going down the backstretch.
For the time being, the 4-car Mac Grobelny holds down the top spot as you see them all working down there into turns 3 and 4.
And as they come through 4, it looked like Bergner was going to try the low line, but sneaks back up into the high line right behind Tim Smith.
Contact there, Danny Valenzuela, and I believe that's the number 30 if David Carmen made contact. But here comes the 21 now. Bergner to the inside here. Takes second position as he was door-to-door with Smith at the line. Now he's going to go door-to-door with Grobelny down there, turn 1. Bergner sticks it down to the inside, slides a little bit. Look at that middle lane's momentum. That just carries Grobelny right back around the 21 of Jeff Bergner.
Yeah, that high line is tough to beat right now, Roger. Really want to see that low line get together and see if they can make a run.
So
and as I say that, Bergner is trying to make a run on the inside, coming through 4 on Grobelny.
As Bergner trying to come to the front to lead his first laps of tonight. Can he get to the line before Matt Grobelny is going to be the question, as no, he will not. Half a car too short. Here comes the 19. Skip Carmen's going to come to the rescue for the 21 of Jeff Bergner. Door banging between Grobelny and Bergner as they went down into turn number 1. They were hitting doors. As I believe we got cars going around here. The 38 of Cody Levitt is going around. No caution flag is waved just yet. There is the caution flag now as Cody Levitt, Matt Grobelny, and I believe the 30 of David Carmen got made a little contact there. So here we go. Let's throw her back and see what the replay is going to show. We was just out of our screen. Danny Valenzuela tries to go to the inside here on Levitt. Oh, it looks like the old tires for Valenzuela, not able to hold the bottom. David Carmen in the wrong spot, wrong time as he went up and over. The 4 of Mac Grobelny getting involved in that too. We're going to have to rewind it back to see where Mac Grobelny got involved in this. As there you see everything happening behind. Oh, contact between him and Bergner sent the 4-car up into the outside wall after the other incident that happened out there. So 2 separate incidents happening here on lap 35, bringing out a yellow. So this is going to throw the monkey wrench into things. We were just about getting ready to make green flag pit stops. Now Jeff Bergner going to take over the lead. Tim Smith, Skip Carmen, Nicholas Beaver. But that's just not the only thing that just happened there, Jarrett. Cody Levitt was running second in your point standings.
Yeah, that's definitely going to hurt him into the points. Be interesting to see if he can still have a little speed in that car and maybe get back up to the front.
As of right now, though, the 38 of Cody Levitt is sitting down there in pit road. We know that's not how he wanted things to go. While he sits on pit road, maybe we can grab a quick word in with driver of the 38. Cody Levitt, you got a copy. It's Roger and Jarrett here in your booth.
Sure do.
Well, Cody, you can hear the disappointment in your voice. Tell us what was going on out there. It looked pretty hectic.
Just... I mean... I don't want to talk about it, really. Sorry.
Well,
it's just 3 wide crap, and we were stuck in that high line for 7 laps. Finally get down to the middle where we're good at running, and then get turned.
Yes, an unfortunate way for the 38 to be pointed in the wrong direction. How much damage is done to the 38, and can you get it back out on track?
I'm not sure. Still got like a minute and a half of towing, so we'll see.
Well, hopefully you can get it out there on track at all the points you can. Cody Levitt, though, wrapped up here in an accident right after his teammate Jamie Leach was wrapped up into one. So the Deeper Darker Do team kind of down and out here already, Jarrett.
Yeah, they had the team points lead coming into tonight. I think they'll be all right leaving, but it's definitely going to hurt them in the points.
Yeah, they had a pretty big lead for themselves already built up, so I don't think they're going to have to worry about that. They came in just sitting there at a rough estimate. I believe it was right around 104 points, maybe 106 points, somewhere in there. So, I mean, it's kind of hard to lose 100 points in one night, considering they had 320 for the whole season. So they should still be pretty good. Right now, though, Cody Levitt is sitting there in your 12th position, 2 laps down. He'll get a word in a couple moments here and see if he's going to be able to get the 38 back out on track. But that leaves 11 drivers out on track here, coming down to the halfway marker, 4 laps away from halfway. But Tim Smith coming out of pit road first. He'll take over the lead with Jeff Bergner second, Josh Taylor there third, Orlando Rivera, Skip Carmen fifth, Nicholas Bieber sixth, Josiah Millen seventh, Mac Robelny eighth, Donald Bennett ninth. Rounding out the top 10 going to be the 99, Darrell Clotter. And sitting in the 11th spot going to be Danny Valenzuela. We're going to step away for just a moment. We'll be back here to Michigan with more IROC Racing. And welcome back here to the Michigan International Speedway. There is your leader, Tim Smith, and we are officially at your halfway break restart here, brought to you by the Salt Flat Can Koozie. It's your Salt Flat halfway race break. That's a nice cold one there, Cotton.
It definitely sounds like a nice cold one.
Well, as we get ready to go back green flag racing, it looks like Cody Levitt not going to grab the tail end of the field here, still sitting in his car for some repairs. Back out on track, though, is the 05 of Tim Valenzuela. Jason Dobbs is out there, Michael Whitaker. Jamie Leach still sitting on pit road with Colton Farrow. So there is the iRacing pace car down and away, and we're going to go back green flag racing here on lap 39 out of the 75 scheduled here from the Michigan International Speedway, and it looks like a pretty clean start for most of these drivers. I think they all have seen what could happen here, and they're pretty much single filing out here pretty quick.
Yeah, they're definitely spreading out as they're leaving Bergner hanging out to dry on the outside line. Hopefully he can slap back in here, maybe into third position on the low line.
Yeah, look at how many cars are just kind of sitting single file. Look how many cars towards the back of the field here have damage on them. It's a two-horse race to the outside. It's Taylor, it's Bergner, Smith down to the inside. So you got two dancers to the out and a solo artist by himself. And there's two more dancers coming up from behind. That's Orlando Rivera there and the 19 of Skip Carmen. So 5 drivers battling here within half a second. And actually, as I say that, the camera turns. There's Nicholas Bieber, there's Josiah Millen, and there's the number 4 of Mac Robelny, all right there within 1 second of your leader. So your top 8 right there within a second. Then Donald Bennett just a little bit farther back, as that time at the line, they give it to the 01, the rookie Josh Taylor, as he now leads the lap here for Michigan.
Yeah, you have the two teammates running the outside pretty well, but the 000 Tim Smith is really holding the bottom side by himself pretty well.
Yeah, we've seen that inside lane work for a number of laps all by yourself. The question is, how long can the 000 Tim Smith last down there? You can see all the body roll. All the body roll that went down there onto those right side tires for Tim Smith, as almost comes together off the corner. Wow, they almost all found each other. The top 3 almost making contact together. That could have been bad at the front of the field here. So but here to complete lap number 41, it's going to go to Josh Taylor in the 01 once again. Tim Smith trying to run up just a little bit higher, but Josh Taylor not allowing him, as he'll have to go back to the bottom here. Your leader, your front 3 here still have a pretty good distance. As oh, look at that almost door bang down the backstretch.
And the 54 of Rivera is getting a little help from the 19 and the 40 as he tries to catch up to the 000 of Tim Smith. Meanwhile, the 82 of Bieber tries to work the outside to catch up to the 21 and the 01.
There's a big wiggle at the front of the field, though. Josh Taylor sideways coming off of turn number 4 as Jeff Bergner was trying to give a good shot down the front stretch here on the 01. And they're going to continue to hold down the lead here for the Midnight Runners. But the question is, can they clear that inside lane of the Pink Posse? Josh Taylor going to go down there for a moment. Now they're going to separate 3 different lines for 3 different drivers at the front of the field here.
And as they come off of 2, Taylor trying to block Tim Smith as he selects the low line coming down the backstretch. And the 21, his teammate, trying to make a run down into turn 3 on the outside.
Yeah, so Taylor going to go down to the bottom lane there. That's Michael Whitaker down, still rolling around with the 707 machine. At the front of it, it is Josh Taylor. Right behind him, it's Tim Smith. Now, how about coming to the outside there? Who's going to help Jeff Bergner? None other than the 82 driver there of Nicholas Bieber. He's inside the top 5 here, having a good showing.
And behind them, the 4 of Grabelny trying to make his way back up to the front. A little bit of front end damage on that car, but it seems like it still has some speed in on the outside.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of times these IROCs get beat up as we get the tree right in front of our camera view. That's a great camera view there, camera guy. But Matt Grobelny has the front end damage, like you said. Millen also has a little bit of damage to the front nose of the 40. We've seen time and time again, though, these IROCs, these street stocks, are really able to take some damage and just keep on ticking. They are just like tanks. That's how these cars are pretty much built. And side by side still for the lead here. Now it's just going to be 2 teammates, Jeff Bergner, as Millen is sideways going through the grass. Millen has turned sideways off the front bumper of, I believe that was Orlando Rivera. And now Millen trying to find the right direction to point the 40 car as he does get it gathered up. We're going to have to throw that back there and watch this. What happened with the 40 and the 54 here as they come through turns 3 and 4. Millen is to the outside. Rivera is down low. Take it from the chopper camera here. You see it off turn number 4. Millen to the outside. Rivera down low. Oh, it looks like Rivera just drifts straight up the track just a little bit. Makes contact in Millen's left rear quarter panel. Millen goes sliding around. He finds the inside grass. And that's going to be pretty detrimental to Millen, as you see he's back out there on track. But now he's shown 18 seconds behind the leaders in the 11th spot all by himself with Tim Smith as we're 3 wide at the front. 3 wide racing. Bergner was to the outside. Grobelny was in the middle. Taylor was down low. Grobelny gives a good shot to the back bumper of the 000 of Smith, and now he's going to try and go right up the middle.
Grobelny trying to show his muscle, saying, I can lead with a wrecked race car as he tries to take the lead coming down the backstretch.
Grobelny going to jump down there in front of the 01 of Taylor, so he'll go door-to-door with Tim Smith down into turn number 3, who's going to be able to come through the corner here a little bit quicker. Right now it's showing, as Grobelny's up the track, door slams the 000 of Tim Smith. They made the contact, they kept it straight, but now it's going to be a drag race down the front stretch. Here comes Grobelny to the inside. Bieber kind of peeking there for a moment to the outside. Smith is going to have it at the line.
Meanwhile, as they run side by side up front, that's allowing the 19 of Carmen to stick his nose into this battle for the lead.
So they're just about 3 wide as Grobelny runs up the track just a little bit. Tim Smith is trying to hold him down as far as he can on the track. 2 drivers not giving an inch here. Not giving an inch at all, as right now it is a 6-car breakaway. Skip Carmen being that purple car for the Carmen Racing team that's just hanging on to the back. Tim Smith still in the middle. Nicholas Bieber keeps looking like he's going to make it 3 wide and go to the top side, but ducks right back in line every time behind the pink posse driver.
Yeah, I think he's trying to feel out to see if anybody's going to go with him, but it doesn't look like it every time he peeks to the outside. The 21 stays right in line with Smith.
Yeah, taking a peek at the timing and scoring, it looks like Jason Dobbs down pit road once again. I think the motor has finally expired on the 985. Levitt is back out on track, 11 laps down, but he's no longer in the battle. That's occurring here at the front of the field as it's still Grobelny to the inside, and he's getting a good push by Bergner. The question is, how long will Bergner is actually there? You saw Bergner went straight to the outside as, we're almost making contact between Grobelny and the 82 there of Bieber. Bieber going to get washed up the track as Grobelny almost made contact with him. So no give or take here by a lot of these drivers tonight. Grobelny coming back to the inside here on Tim Smith as Sir Smith leads that lap. They go door to door once again down in turn number 1.
And it looks like Grobelny has the 21 of Bergner coming along with his teammate, the 01 of Taylor, trying to push him along to the lead.
Yeah, that time through the center of turns 1 and 2 there, you saw the 4 of Grobelny. It looked like he was shot out of a rocket, out of a cannon, as he went straight door to door with Smith, but nobody's down low to help the 4 this time as they work their way down into turn number 3 once again.
Smith and Bieber seem to be working really well together on an outside line. And it looks like Bennett may try to join him on the outside line as Bieber looks to the outside of Smith coming down to the finish line.
Yeah, at the line once again, the momentum going to be given to the high side. The 000 Tim Smith still holding her down. 6-car breakaway right now. Smith still on the outside. Grobelny washes up the track once again. He almost makes contact with the 000. He may have been leaning on him just a little bit that time in turns 1 and 2.
Good driving by these guys to hold these cars straight coming through the corner as they rub doors. And as they come down into 3, Bieber giving a big shot to Smith coming in 3 through 4.
Yeah, down into turn 3. Bieber really getting on to the back bumper there of Tim Smith. But here comes Grobelny. Grobelny almost up the track again. That made Tim Smith kind of flinch just a little bit. Look at the drag race once again. It's a drag race all day long off turn number 4. It might see that come into play at the end of this one. All these drivers pretty much on the same strategy play here. The question's going to be, when are they going to pit? Who's going to go with who? As look at that, Grobelny really leaning on Tim Smith that time down into turn number 1. That's going to shove him almost 4 wide off turn 2.
And as they come down the backstretch, the 21 dives to the outside trying to get a run on Tim Smith.
Yeah, as he gets the door slammed by Nicholas Bieber. Bieber then going to hold the middle ground. Here goes Jeff Bergner. Bergner makes contact with the outside wall as they went down into the corner. Now it's a 3-horse race at the front here. Grobelny kind of stuck to the middle. Here comes Taylor to the bottom. Can he get to the bottom and get to the lead? We're going to find out at the stripe here. 3 wide for the lead. It's going to be Tim Smith once again. Taylor going to give way. He's going to fall back into the 4th position behind Grobelny.
And as they dive down into 2, it's Grobelny, Taylor, Carmen on the inside, Smith, Bieber, and Bergner on the outside as they run down through 2, down to the backstretch.
Yeah, Taylor slipped a little bit that time. He's going to give way. Carmen's going to give way. Jeff Bergner also a little bit farther back than your front three drivers here. It's still Smith. Almost a little contact with Nicholas Bieber and Matt Grobelny at the front here. Everybody's just really rubbing doors so far. Grobelny up the track once again. Smith holding his own to the outside, not giving the inch to Grobelny to allow him to come up the track.
Yeah, Tim Smith not giving an inch as he has the 82 of Bieber helping, pushing him to lead another lap here at the start-finish line as they dive down into one.
Down into corner number one, you see Bieber all over the back bumper there of Smith. As here comes Grobelny. Grobelny up the track just a little bit. He catches it that time. Oh, contact between your leaders. Everything's good off turn number two, though. Smith's going to get another shot here by Nicholas Bieber. Look at it as the cars hit. You saw the jerk. As down into turn number three they go. It's still the three-car tandem. Look at it right there. Is almost contact once. These drivers are racing so close. It looks like they pretty much are driving each other's car.
As they come down to the start-finish line, Smith will need another lap with Bieber pushing him. Grobelny really holding his own by himself on the inside line as they come down into one.
Yeah, Josh Taylor, Jeff Bergner, and the 19 of Skip Carmen have all kind of decided to back off this battle at the front here. They're still in the draft. They're still within striking distance, but they backed off the pace just a little bit to see what was going to transpire between the top three here. Nicholas Bieber has never won a race here with the Salt Flat IROC Series. He would like to notch his name as the second rookie of the year to park the car in victory lane. Oh, look at him, big wiggle down there into three.
Bieber sliding up the track as they come through four, and it looks like Taylor is going to take the third spot as they come off of four, while Grobelny looks for the lead as they come to the start-finish line.
At the line this time by, give it to Tim Smith as they go door to door once again. The 4 and the 000 kind of setting the tone here tonight.
It is a 4-car breakaway right now at the front as Grobelny slides up almost into Tim Smith as they come off of 2.
That inside lane seems to be a little bit slippy down there for Matt Grobelny. He's still making that car, though, work. And Tim Smith's not able to get the momentum off the top side and get away from him.
And it looks like Taylor's going to stick his nose down into turn 3. 3 wide for second place as they come through 4 as Tim Smith leads.
Tim Smith leads it out of turn number 4. Matt Grobelny is shown in second as they were 3 wide for a moment. Here comes Smith. He's going to try and block the 4. He's not going to be able to block the 4 for long, though. Grobelny back to the inside. Bieber back to the back bumper on the 000. They'll go 2 by 2 once again for your top 4 spots.
And as Taylor falls back a little bit from this 3-car pack, and he slides up the track a little bit, Grobelny trying to get the lead as they come off a 2 from Smith.
Yeah, we've seen Grobelny really able to hold down the bottom lane for a couple laps here and kind of slip and slide the 4 around the track. But Smith just gets that outside momentum down out of the corners, and he just rockets away from Matt Grobelny. Another great push down into the corner there by Nicholas Bieber to the back bumper of Tim Smith. Bieber sideways in the middle of turn 3 and 4.
And as they come off of 4, Grobelny trying to look down to the inside of Smith as he goes right back. Oh, he goes down as they come down to the start-finish line as Smith edges him out at the start.
Now Grobelny all by himself down to the inside lane just behind these two, or that 4-car battle. That's going to be Jeff Bergner, Skip Carmen. Darrell Clauter is 10 seconds, 11 seconds actually back in 7th place behind this battle with Donald Bennett right there. And then another 11 seconds back going to be the number 40 of Josiah Millen as he's coming down pit road. Pit stops under green flag conditions are starting to happen here, and they might just be on the edge of making it the rest of the way here as we got the 20 to go marker last time by. We're going to see 19 to go this time at the line. The 000, Tim Smith leading the way with Grobelny to the inside side by side with Bieber.
And as they come down off of 4, Grobelny really getting a run on the inside of Smith. See if he can take the lead as they cross the start-finish line.
Smith going to lead another one there as that's the 05 of Timmy Valenzuela, getting down and out of the way of your leaders. Doesn't want to be involved in any kind of thing that's going on here tonight with your front 4. Grobelny going to go wheel to wheel once again off turn 2 with your leader.
And as they come off the 2, it's Smith being pushed by Bieber. And Grobelny, as the 0-1 of Taylor, jumps to the high line, the very high line, as they come down the backstretch.
Tick-tock. You can hear it. These guys are starting to run out of fuel or your leader is going to come down here, as now they're single file for the first time in how many laps? You haven't seen them this single file in probably the last 20 laps. Here comes your first car down pit road. It looks like Nicholas Bieber going to come down along with Josh Taylor. Slow and steady is going to be the pace here, as it looks like both drivers getting woed up before we hit the commitment cone. Looks like Skip Carman, Jeff Bergner also coming down. The question will be, as two drivers stay out, Tim Smith, Matt Grobelny, who have been door-to-door for 20 laps, now find themselves nose-to-tail in the last two to make a pit stop here for the ending.
Yeah, they've been fighting for the lead, like you said, the last 20 or so laps. And it looks like they're going to have to work together, as they better work together if they want to keep ahead of this pack.
Yeah, there's more cars in that last pack that peeled down pit road. Now, are they going to come down this time by, or are they going to stay out one more and try and stretch this fuel as far as they can go and take as little when they do come down pit road? No, here they come. There's the question. It's going to be a two-horse race to pit road. There you see the flames out of both. Oh, almost contact between Grobelny and Smith as they both entered pit road. Now it looks like I'm looking out there. I think everybody's out there Everybody is out there, but on pit road, actually, I think, other than this man right here. And that's Danny Valenzuela. He is the only one out there on track that I believe might be able to make it the rest of the way, as he's one lap down, as he spent 41 seconds on pit road to get full service to go the rest of the way. So it's going to be a long wait here for Tim Smith and Matt Grobelny. Nicholas Bieber is still Nicholas Bieber is actually rolling. He is off pit road, and he is the first one. Then it's Jeff Bergner, Skip Carman, and then Josh Taylor. So right now, Nicholas Bieber is leading the way off pit road.
Was that a two-tire stop there, Cotton?
That's a bold strategy if that was, but looking at the timing and scoring, as he spent 48 seconds in his pit box, I believe that was a 4-tire filler up with fuel, and let's see how far we can go. Right now, Nicholas Bieber, though, he has the 38 of Cody Levitt out in front of him. He's going to be able to draft him, get a good suck, and try and run away from the rest of these guys. But looking at the timing and scoring, Tim Smith, Matt Grobelny are down and out of pit road, as they actually spent the least amount of time on pit road. 33 seconds for both those drivers. That might have been just enough fuel to make it to the end. We're going to find out here, because they got a huge lead over Nicholas Bieber, who had a great pit stop himself. So some strategy being played here. We're going to have to keep an eye, because there you see down the backstretch, Tim Smith, Matt Grobelny, nowhere to be found, because they are all the way coming off turn number 4.
Yeah, they seem to be working pretty well together, as they really didn't have a choice if they wanted to stay ahead of this pack trying to catch them.
Yeah, so it's a 2-car battle at the front. Matt Grobelny, Tim Smith going to battle this one out. There you saw it. There you couldn't even find third place on the front stretch on that camera angle. So side-by-side action at the front of this one. It's Smith to the inside, Grobelny on the outside. Smith is trying everything he can do. Valenzuela's way down off the pace on the apron. Smith's going down there to try and suck his draft. He comes back up the track. He'll go door-to-door down in turn number 3 with your leaders.
And I believe that really did help him keep the lead, because Grobelny had a very good run coming off of 2 down to the backstretch, and coming off of 4, looks like Grobelny's going to look to the inside of Smith again, come down to the start-finish line. At
the start-finish line, they're going to go side-by-side. Grobelny with a great run off turn number 4 that time. He leads at the stripe, and he's going to get the 15 to go marker, 15 laps here from the Michigan International Raceway, and it is definitely a 2-horse race. Looking at the timing and scoring, it is a 16-second lead for your 2 that are out front, Matt Grobelny, Tim Smith. Last time by, though, at the stripe, your top 2 were actually about half a second slower than Nicholas Bieber, so we're going to have to keep an eye on that. Maybe your leader's not taking tires, just fuel, which has got them out front.
Yeah, back here in the 3rd place position is the 82 of Bieber, working well with Levitt, as Levitt is obviously a few laps down, but they are working great together as he tries to catch up to this lead pack.
So it looks like everybody getting their final pit stop done here tonight. No penalties being handed out that I'm looking and seeing through the timing and scoring screen. So good green flag pit stops here from Michigan. As right now it looks like Jason Dobbs is out of the race here. David Carman is out of the race. Cole Day, Jamie Leach, Colton Farrell, all numerous laps down. There is Michael Whitaker, who's out there running around. Heard from him. He's just out there turning laps at this point, trying to keep the car pointed in the right direction. Tim Smith, Macro Belly, there it is. They're still way, way, way out front. Their lead is shrinking, though. Josh Taylor actually just getting around Nicholas Bieber.
Oh, and the 82 of Bieber sliding down the backstretch. He made contact with the 01 of Taylor.
Bieber turned around here, so that 14-second lead, it is gone. Well, that's going to be a knock him out, drag him out here, Cotton. Let's go back on the replay and check it out, see who did what here as we go over top. Here it is, 82 of Nicholas Bieber and the 01 of Josh Taylor. Oh, it looks like Bieber came up just a little bit, door slam with Josh Taylor, and he was off the racing surface, but it looks like iRacing threw the caution flag. And, well, that's going to kind of mix strategy up here a little bit. All these guys were good to go on fuel. Now re-rack them, restack them because Tim Smith, Macro Belny, 14 seconds out. Erase it. They're going to be nose to tail. Well, with 13 laps to go here, green or yellow flag pit stops could happen right here. If you were Tim Smith or Macro Belny, are you coming down here for 4 fresh ones?
I'm not quite sure what I'd do here if I was them. I mean, 4 fresh tires would be good, but track position, yeah, I might come down here for 4 fresh tires.
Well, we're going to find out here in just a moment, as actually it looks like they stay out here, so nobody taking advantage to come down pit road. I think Danny Valenzuela is going to be the first one down pit road, and he's back there. He was running in your 6th spot. There's only 10 drivers on your lead lap, so it's not a bad gamble to come down, put 4 fresh ones on. You're going to have more grip. I don't know how much the tire strategy is really being utilized here tonight, if it's a slippy track where the tires are being chewed up or not, but Danny Valenzuela going to come down in the 04.
Well, it seems like if you want to try and run that low line and hold it down there, you're going to need 4 fresh tires.
Yeah, the track temp has gone up about 15 degrees since the drop of the green flag. Now it's hovering right around the 93-degree mark, as we do have a wind out there, 5 miles an hour to the northwest. Going to be interesting to see if that plays into anything here tonight. Well, as we're pacing here from the Michigan Raceway, we're going to get a couple commercials in, and we'll be back here from Michigan to bring you the end of the Salt Flat IROC Series race right here on your Turn 3 Racing Network.
The most realistic online racing sim ever made. This is iRacing. Detailed laser scan tracks, fully dynamic real-world cars, and over 50 series to choose from. 6 online world championships offering over $100,000 in annual prizes. This is the original esport racing game. This is iRacing. The most realistic online racing sim ever made. This is iRacing. Detailed laser scan tracks, fully dynamic real-world cars, and over 50 series to choose from. 6 online world championships offering over $100,000 in annual prizes. This is the original esport racing game. This is iRacing.
And welcome back here to the Michigan International Raceway. The lights on the pace car are out. The leaders all staying out. Only 2 drivers electing to come down pit road, and that was the 40 of Josiah Millen, who's going to start back in 9th position, and the number 04 of Danny Valenzuela. So it's going to be interesting to see how those 2 drivers fare being so far back, but they got fresh tires, and we're going to line them up here. It's going to be 9 laps to go.
And look who's back up there in the 6th position. My pick for tonight, the 31 of Bennett. Hopefully he got some speed back in that car and run to the front.
Yeah, so with just a handful of laps here, we're going to let him loose. It's going to be led by Tim Smith. Matt Grobelny as the pace car peels off to the left, go down pit road and waiting on the green flag. And there's the green flag waving. We're back to the loud pedal here. Just a little delayed there as Smith really held these guys back, didn't allow them to jump out there right away. Strategy plays all over the place. Here comes Smith. He clears the number 4 of Grobelny before we hit to turn 1. Then to put 2 teammates side by side for the time being, but Jeff Bergner going to clear his teammate and Taylor. He'll go after now Matt Grobelny.
As they come off of 2, Taylor trying to run down the 01 of Smith as they come down the backstretch with his teammate Bergner pushing him to the front.
Yeah, 2 teammates hooked up to the inside and 2 jesters to the outside. That's how the dancers are going to go down into turn number 3. Bennett, though, where did Donald Bennett come from? You picked him in the early going of the race, and now with coming to get the 8 to go marker, here is Donald Bennett running in the 5th position. The Keystone Motorsport drivers never parked the car in victory lane, and now he has a shot here from Michigan. The 4 tires, though, for looks like the 40 of Millen and the 04 of Valenzuela right now not playing dividends as, contact there. Bergner was up the track just a little bit as he got sideways going down into the corner. He gathered it up. We stayed green flag racing and everybody pointed in the right direction at the front of the field.
And as they come down the backstretch, the 000 Smith edging past the 01 of Taylor with the 4 of Grobelny hot on his bumper.
Yeah, that's probably the best place right now that you could put Grobelny is right behind you to push you to the end of the race. The question is, can he keep the 4 of Matt Grobelny back there? Because here comes Donald Bennett still. He's lurking right there. 3rd car to the outside lane. How about Skip Carman? What a heck of a run he's having. How about Darrell Clotter, though? Look at him coming to the dance on the inside there in that Aqua 99.
That's right, the 99 trying to form up with the 01 and the 21, trying to get that bottom lane going as the 000 Smith goes flying by them on the outside coming off of 2.
Yeah, the outside momentum just really seems like that's the place to be for a lot of these drivers, and that's where Tim Smith likes to park that 000 Pink Posse car as he's going to put it there once again.
And it looks like the 31 of Bennett trying to peek his nose to the outside with Carmen behind him. And he slots back into the 5th position behind Grobelny coming off of 4.
Yeah, Donald Bennett, probably one of the only drivers out there that right now doesn't have any team help at the front of the field here. Tim Smith doesn't either, but Tim Smith also right now, though, possibly whispering in the 4's ear of Matt Grobelny saying, push, 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 push. Let's battle it out off turn number 4 on the last lap. 6 to go, though. And right there they are, 7 drivers under the blanket.
And as they come off of 2, the 19 of Carmen trying to make the outside work again as they come down the backstretch. Grobelny peeking his nose to the outside of Smith with Bennett in tow.
Nowhere for Matt Grobelny to go because the inside Midnight Runner group still pulling the inside lane. 6 to go, 5 to go, hand out, waving at the drivers as they come by this time off turn number 4. There, see the flagman, put it out there, 5 laps to go.
And Tim Smith will lead another lap here as they cross the start-finish line as they dive down into 1. It looks like the 01 of Taylor pulling up right next to him, and he's going to peek his nose out in front as they come through turn 2.
Yeah, coming through turn 1, coming into turn number 2, now off turn 2. It's going to be the outside lane, 000 Pink Posse. Tim Smith still toting the line here as the inside lane got a little unformed there. Josh Taylor losing a little bit of ground. He's back there running out in your 3rd spot. He's going to fire back down into turn number 3. Jeff Bergner right there on his bumper.
As they come down through 3 and 4, as they come off of 4, Taylor trying to get a run with his teammate Bergner behind him as they come down through the trail down to the start-finish line. Tim Smith will lead another lap.
Tim Smith right now leading the most laps, and he has that locked down with 33 laps led right now tonight, with Mac Robelny second with 13 laps led. 4 laps to go, and it looks like Tim Smith has a little bit of a lead right now over the number 4 Mac Robelny. So what's he going to do? Look at the shot that Taylor just got to the inside there from Jeff Bergner. That sent the 01 car dancing a little bit. They're going to catch Tim Smith down here in turn number 3. Can they make their way around Tim Smith?
It looked like the 31 of Bennett slid up the track a little bit, starting to lose the draft of this main group in front of him. Meanwhile, the 01 of Taylor is still trying to work the inside of Smith.
Yeah, there's going to be 3 laps to go, 3 fingers in the air this time by, and they're still door-to-door. 7-car breakaway still out front here. Danny Valenzuela, Josiah Millen back there 8th and 9th with Nicholas Bieber. They are all 2 seconds back there. They're nose to tail, but I don't think they have enough time to run down this front group, and I actually think they might be losing ground even though they got the fresher tires.
And meanwhile, back up front, Tim Smith starting to pull away from this pack as they dive down in 3. Oh, here comes that inside line, working as they come through 3 and 4.
Right down on the yellow line is the 01 here at Taylor, trying to come down, take a little bit of side draft along with that. Is going to be the 000 of Tim Smith. So we're going to see 2 to go, popsicle sticks in the air at the line. There it is, 2 laps to go. Smith still leading the way. You saw it right there, how close it is and how close these drivers are really starting to push the envelope here at the end of the race here.
Oh, going into 1, it looked like Donald Bennett was going to try and make it 3 wide, but that door quickly shut as they come off of 2, and Tim Smith still carrying the momentum around the outside.
Smith carrying the momentum, but Bergner really starting to push Taylor as hard as he can. At this point, it's all go, no lift. We're going to see where these cars end up. 8 tires are better than 4. Taylor down there on the yellow line. It looks like it wiggles just a little bit up the track. He goes, contact with Smith, contact with Grobelny. They all made contact, and they're all going to keep it pointed in the right direction. We're going to get the white flag here as they're going to come get it 3 wide. Taylor to the lead at the line. White flag is waving. 1 more lap here from Michigan.
And as they come down to turn 1, Bergner goes down on the inside of the track. Meanwhile, Grobelny and Smith and Taylor almost 3 wide as they come through turn 1 and 2.
Grobelny making contact with Taylor there, going down into turn number 1. Now Smith going to push Grobelny by the 01 there of Taylor. Here comes Donald Bennett. What's he going to do once he gets to the tail end of the train here? As Jeff Bergner is way down off the pace, he's back there thrown in your 10th position. Coming down into turn number 3, it's Grobelny right now leading the way on Tim Smith. Smith's going to give Grobelny a shot. Smith going to lose the handle there on the 000. He's going to go up the track. It looks like Grobelny's race to lose at this point. Down onto the apron. Here comes Bennett to push Smith at the line. It's going to be Smith. Smith wins the race from a shot from Donald Bennett. Mac Grobelny's going to finish second. And how about Donald Bennett finishing on the podium? A top 3 finish for the Keystone Motorsport driver, Josh Taylor. What a disappointment. He's going to come home 4th after leading there on the last lap. Darrell Clotter coming home 5th. Skip Carmen in 6th. Josiah Millen is 7th. Danny Valenzuela is 8th. Nicholas Bieber 9th. Jeff Bergner back there running in your 10th position. Orlando Rivera is 11th. Orlando Rivera is 11th. Tim Valenzuela is there in your 12th spot. Cody Levitt comes home 13th. Michael Whitaker is 14th. Jason Dobbs is 15th. David Carmen is 16th. Jamie Leach did get back out there. He comes home in your 17th spot. Cole Day is 18th. Colton Farrow is 19th. And boy, what a race we just saw here. And there is your winner, Tim Smith. Wow. Could you have scripted that any better coming down to the line?
Wow, wow, and wow. You cannot write this stuff, Roger. The Salt Flat Racing Series never disappoints.
Yeah, they put on one heck of a show, and once again from Michigan as Tim Smith comes down here to the front. Is he going to do a little celebrating in that pink Posse 000? He's just going to line it up like he's been here before, right there on the start-finish line. There he goes. He's going to do a little bit of celebrating here, as so is Danny Valenzuela down through the grass. We're going to step away for a moment as Tim Smith celebrates and see if we can get a word in with a couple of these drivers. Welcome back here to Michigan Race Fans. You just saw one heck of a race that had everything you needed to see within the final 5 laps. The finishing top 3 came across the line. This was the difference from first to second. 0.030. Third place, 0.078. You couldn't ask for a closer finish between the top 3 as there was. And there was, I think, 3 passes for the lead in the final half a lap out here tonight. But let's start off the post-race show. We did catch up here with your third place finisher here tonight, Donald Bennett in the 31. Donald, where the heck did the 31 come from? All race long, we didn't see you in the top 5, top 10, and all of a sudden, came about 20 to go, and all of a sudden, here came the 31.
I really don't know. I had a really good start at the that last caution. I had Jason in my ear, keeping me calm, telling me what to do, where to be, and he helped me out a lot. So it really came down to the that start at that caution. So
yeah, the caution flag. You had some great starting spot there when we went back green flag racing with, I believe, what was it, about 7 or 8 to go. Tell us about the racing out there. The track temp seemed to be rising through the roof here the later we ran. It's sitting at 95 degrees. Did that play any factor into this last little stint here at the race?
Not really. I mean, I was pedal to the metal. I mean, I just laid it out, and if it's stuck, it's stuck. I just was trying to get into that top 3.
Yeah, it is the first time that you've wheeled the Keystone Motorsports 31 machine into the top 3. It's your first podium ever with the Salt Flat IROC Series. While we have you here, let's just talk about, how about the progression that you've made here in the Salt Flat IROC Series? How hard is it, as this is your second full season with the IROC Series, to put yourself on the podium?
There's a lot of good racers out here. I've learned a lot from a lot of these guys, including yourself. I love it. I can't ask for a better league. Danny and Matt really do a hell of a job over here, and it's just a great league with a bunch of great guys.
Well, it may be a great group of guys out there, but how about who helps you out on the 31? Before we walk away, we're handing you the mic. Who do you got to thank for putting the 31 here for the first time on the podium?
Well, I want to thank my wife for putting up with my shenanigans and sitting here all night. I also want to thank Jason Racing Dobbs and Josiah Mellon, all Keystone Motorsports guys. You guys up in the booth, all our sponsors, and of course Cody. He was in my ear tonight too, so.
Well, there you heard it from Donald Bennett. He's going to come home with a third-place finish tonight. He came like a bullet out of turn 4, out of nowhere, screaming past a lot of these guys like Josh Taylor and even the 21 of Jeff Bergner. So congratulations to Donald Bennett coming home with a third-place finish. But I believe, Jarrett, you caught up with a guy who has a little bit different story ending to this one.
Yes, I am here with the second-place finisher, Matt Grobelny. And Matt, pretty good race tonight. Caught up in a bit of a caution, bit of a wreck early in the race. Tell us what happened there.
I'm not really too sure. Jeff came over to comms and was telling me the car got tight, which definitely I started to notice more. You ran the bottom, it was getting tight, but I was just running the same line. I think I ran the same line all 76 laps, or pretty damn near close to it. So those guys should have knew where I was, but stuff happens. We still put it up in the podium.
Absolutely, this is racing. Things will happen. And were you surprised that your car, with that damage, still had the speed it did in it?
Yeah, I was actually talking to Tim, and when I got turned, it looked like my whole front end just went straight into the wall. So I came into pits expecting at least 2+ minutes of repairs and not being able to keep pace. But luckily, I only had 16 seconds, then that restart right after those repairs. It seemed like I couldn't run my outside line anymore with guys just pulling away, but all of a sudden the car just hooked back up and I was able to run that line and keep it up there in the front.
car was definitely fast, and it looked like you had the inside line coming out of 4. Tell us what happened coming to the start-finish line.
Well, me and Tim, we were running that high line, and I just know Tim being a dirt guy, he was gonna possibly throw a crossover, so I just held the midline until the almost exit, put it low, and was going under the white to take the shortest path to the finish line, and started getting a little hyped up in my head that I won a race here, and then lo and behold, Indian starts puttering and ran out of fuel, and me and Tim think he had me beat by 0.1 in the fuel tank, and that was all it took.
Well, racing sometimes comes down to a matter of inches. And before we let you go tonight, who would you like to thank?
I got to thank all the guys out here, you guys up in the booth, our sponsors, Next Level Racing, LFOD, Team McMullen, and then obviously just me at Sim Necessities. Colton, he was in my ear all night along with Daryl, and then Tim there at the end, crew chief, put our radios together and we just worked it out together, pushed each other to the wind.
Well, Matt, congratulations on your second place finish tonight, and I believe Roger has caught up with our winner.
Yeah, that's right. I caught up with the winner here. He's one of the most, I don't want to say most popular drivers probably on the circuit, but definitely one of the most winningest drivers here in the Salt Flat IROC Series. Tim Smith, you put it right back in victory lane where you started the season off.
Yeah, I don't know how. I really thought I was out to lunch there when I got shoved up the track, but it all worked out, and luckily Matt ran out of fuel. So.
Yeah, we were watching there under the green flag pit stops that happened right around with 20 to go. When you guys came out of pit road, you yourself and Matt Robelny, it seemed like you guys had 15-second lead over the rest of the field who were nose to tail. Was that a little bit of strategy play there between the 4 and the 000?
I honestly thought that's how much fuel we needed to finish. I did a little calculation in my head, the yellow flag we had before that, and I came up with 5 gallons. Apparently we needed 6 because if we didn't get that last caution with 7 to go, we were both going to have to pit again.
Well, sometimes timely cautions save you, and well, tonight, timely caution coming out there with under the 10 to go marker allowed you to save enough fuel. We saw you guys running around the bottom trying to take the shortest distance, but that wasn't where your race kind of came together. Talk about that last lap coming to get the white flag. You guys were 3 wide, Grobelny, yourself, and I believe that was the 01 of Josh Taylor who actually took the white flag first.
Yeah, I think Josh clipped the apron or something, and he got into me a little bit. I was really sideways, but I never lifted because if you lift, you're gonna really go backwards. So just kind of kept my foot in it, steered it, and we were 3 wide. Luckily, the middle of the top groove, once your tires wore out, was way faster. So I got a nice run off too. Got back around Josh, and then Matt was 0.1 short. So I drove right around him the last second.
Yeah, so sometimes riding the high line, ripping it like you're out there on the dirt, you know a little bit of something about that. But this isn't your first time in victory lane like we talked about. This is actually your 4th time this season in victory lane, and this comes as your 8th top 5 on the season, actually your 8th top 3. How do you wheel the 000 every week into a podium position?
I wish I could tell you, man. I just try and run smart races, I guess, and be there at the end. That's the biggest thing with these. Probably the first half of that race, I didn't even want to lead. I just wanted to kind of ride in the back and run 3/4 throttle and save fuel, and try and set myself up at the end. And I guess I'm lucky I did, because I wasn't going to have enough fuel if I had been hammered down the whole first half of the race. So you just got to keep out of trouble and set yourself up for the end, you know?
You know, you're killing me. We have so many fans out here wondering week in and week out how you do it, and you're not even going to give us one little ounce of this is how I do it.
I put my right foot down and I steer.
Well, right there you have it. There's the magic trick, ladies and gentlemen. All you got to do is put the right foot on the pedal and push it down, and I guess make left-hand turns is what they tell me. That's why I'm up here in the booth, not qualified to make a left-hand turn or a right-hand turn. Nobody wants to see that. But Tim, 4th win of the season. Congratulations. Before we roll up the floor here and pull the microphone away from you, who do you got to thank that helps you out with the 000?
definitely everybody on the dirt side of things, Casey Kane Racing. And, everybody over here, definitely shout out to Matt for pushing me for that whole last couple laps there. And just everybody at the whole series here, Next Level Racing, Sim Necessities, Team McMullen, L5 Motorsports, Yankee 41, and 2T Lawn Care, and you for broadcasting these races. I appreciate it, bud.
Well, there you heard it from your winner tonight. He's the 4-time winner this season. He's your point standings leader here with only 2 races to go. Michigan was one heck of a race here, the 2-mile wide track. You actually saw 4 wide, 5 wide racing at one point. Next week, it's going to be a whole new ball game, Jarrett. We go to a track that you're a little bit familiar with down there in Richmond.
Absolutely. We head from the 2-mile oval to the under 1 mile short track of Richmond. Definitely a different style of racing compared to what we saw tonight. Should be a good time down in Virginia. Yeah, down in Richmond, Virginia, we head here from the Irish Hills of Michigan. And then it's only one more race after next week. We head over to Long Pond, Pennsylvania. It's a whole nother ball game. That's another 2+ mile raceway. So with the stakes kind of heating up, Tim Smith's going to lock himself into a really good position with only 2 races to go. The Deeper Darker Do team, though, continues to hold on to that with like a stranglehold, if you will, on the team championship points. But with 2 races to go, you're going to have to tune in right back here on your Wednesday night. It's your Salt Flat IROC series here on your Turn 3 Racing Network. 9 p.m. Eastern every Wednesday night. We're catching next week for some short track IROC racing.